I'm Brandy, and I'm the mom behind Aunt Bindy's Bookshelf. On this channel, we help moms as they help their kids to learn and grow. Today, we're going to do that by sprouting some seeds. It is spring in my neck of the woods, and spring always makes me super excited to get some stuff in the ground, to get some stuff growing. And I feel like seed sprouting is kind of a rite of passage, right? Like we all have to do it. It's part of childhood. But if we sprout seeds in the traditional way, where we put them in a little Dixie cup, get them going, it's hard to see what's going on below the surface, and it can be hard for kids to wait. We're going to do things just a little bit differently so that we can see what's happening below the surface. We are going to turn a disposable glove into a little mini greenhouse. We're going to do 5 different seeds, and we're going to compare contrast as we go. I am also going to include a free diagram. I will link that in the description so that kids can label the plant parts as their plant grows. And then we'll talk a little bit about what's happening as well at the end of the video, talk a little bit about the science behind this. I'm going to go ahead and put chapters in the description so that you don't need to wade through or get through the whole video if you need to come back to a step or if you want to watch the science part with your kids. So look for those below. Just a quick reminder that each of these monthly science projects are inspired by and tied into a picture book, our monthly picture book. This month's picture book is The Gardener by Sarah Stewart. Now, reading the book and doing the science experiment together just adds a little bit or more oomph, a little bit more fullness to both the book and the experiment. If you're looking for an even more well-rounded experience with the book, I'm going to do an art project later in the month. Every month I do a science and an art, and I will link that as well. I'll put it in the description when it drops. Make sure to subscribe so you get notified when it drops. And if you are watching this later, look in the description. The link will be in there. If you're homeschooling or if you're a teacher and you're looking for an even more full unit, a reminder that I do a math packet and a language arts activity pack for every book. So you can do science, art, language arts, and math for every book. All right, enough talk, let's get started. Let's talk about what we're gonna need. I have 5 different seed types. I have pinto beans, kidney beans, corn, great northern beans, and navy beans. We're gonna do 1 different bean in each finger. You obviously can just do 1 if you want. I also have a disposable glove, 1 for each kiddo, some cotton rounds. You could also use cotton balls. I have water to soak that cotton in. Then I have painter's tape to go ahead and tape that to the window. I have a dry erase marker to label either a child's name or what kind of bean I have because there's no way I'm going to remember. And then when it's time to transfer, I have these little pots. They look like this. I got them 3 for $1 at the Dollar Tree. I will transfer into that with some soil. Okay, let's get started. Let's do the thing. First thing we're gonna do is take our little cotton pads and dump them in our water. Let them get kind of soaked. Then we're gonna wring them out just a little. We don't want really, really soaking things. Then we're gonna drop them in each of our fingers. I had to kind of wrap them up. If you have cotton balls instead of cotton rounds, you might not need to wrap them up quite so much. Okay. Once we have them all cotton balled up, we're going to drop 1 seed in each finger. I am then going to label my fingers because some of these seeds look enough alike that there's no way I'm going to remember which one I put in what. A game of Plinko gone horribly awry. Okay, they're all in there. We're gonna label them. I just have a dry erase marker. So this was Pinto. All right, and that's it. We're just gonna go hang them in our sunny window. Now that our seed has sprouted and it's ready to go, we pulled it down from the window and we're gonna put it in this little pot. First thing we're gonna do is get our pot ready. We're just gonna take our pot, we're gonna get some soil in it. Can you see that? Soil in there. We're gonna make a little hole about the size of our cotton ball. See our little hole? And then, to make things easy peasy, we're just gonna cut the tip off of our glove. I'm gonna try and work our cotton ball a little bit up so I'm not cutting roots when I cut. Okay, cut a hole, tear it up. And let's look at this. Here are the roots. See all the roots on there? We have kind of the leftovers of our seed. Look at how much our bean has sprouted. Here are our seed leaves right here, if you can see those. Look at that. Our plant is ready to go to its new home. We're gonna drop it in there. Now we're gonna put some more soil over the top. We're gonna tuck it in. All right, there is our bean plant. We are gonna water this and put it back in our sunny window and see what it does. So, when our seed was sprouting, what's happening? What's the science behind that? What are we seeing? We are seeing our plant come to life, right? When we originally started with our seeds, they were tiny, dry, hard little packets. They looked nothing like a plant. But hidden inside that little packet was everything our seed needed to get started in the world. All it needed was the green light to get going. In this case, the green light was giving them a little bit of water. When we put them on that wet cotton, that gave them the green light and started their engine. When that seed gets the green light, it gets busy taking all of the nutrients or food, vitamins, minerals, things like that, inside the seed and turning it into plant parts. Just like when we eat dinner, we turn the food that we eat into people parts, right? So the plant in there is doing that, it's making plant parts. Eventually, it just gets too big for that seed, so it has to break out into the wide world. The first thing that we're going to see break out of that seed is the little root. Now, roots do a couple things. First thing they do is make sure that all the water and nutrients move from the root, from the base, up into the plant itself. I made a whole video on how they do that. I'm going to link it up here and I'll link it in the description. Watch that one and do that experiment next. Now, the second thing that roots do is make sure that the plant stays anchored into the ground. If there were no roots, the plant would just tip right over. The next thing we're going to see come out of that seed is the stem and the seed leaves. The stem works together with the roots to move that water and nutrients up through the plant, and it gives the leaves something to hang on to. The leaves that we see when they first break out of the plant aren't true leaves. They're actually called seed leaves, and their job is to take all the nutrients that are left in the seed and pull them up in the form of leaves. True leaves are the second set of leaves that we see when that plant is growing, and what those do is take the energy from the sun and turn it into energy for the plant via a process called photosynthesis. It's a big word that means plants make energy from the sun. The sun is like a huge sugar rush for plants. Plants then take that energy from the sun and turn it into flowers or fruit or more plants. Or like in the case of pumpkins, they take a flower first, or they make a flower first and then turn it into a fruit or the pumpkin. What kind of plants are you going to grow? Do you have a green thumb or a black thumb? I'm not going to lie, I have the blackest black thumb ever. As soon as those seeds sprouted, I handed them over to my husband so they have a chance of living. Let me know in the comments what you're growing and if you think they'll have a chance to live. Just a reminder, if you liked this science experiment or want more information about our book, The Gardener, go ahead and make sure to like and subscribe. And while you're waiting for the craft to drop, check out some of my other science and art videos and the picture books that go with them.